Today's video, we're going to be replacing the strut and the lower control arms on this Dodge Charger. First thing we're going to do is take off the caliper. It's just going to be easier to move it out of the way when you're messing with all the control arms and the weight. So we're going to go ahead and take this off to 14 millimeters. Now we take off the bracket for the brake hose, 10 millimeter. Now we're going to take off this ABS sensor. I'm going to take off the lower control arm to knuckle. This is 21 millimeter. Next we're going to take this front tension rod, 21 millimeter nut. Going to use a ball joint puller. Lower strut mount is at 18 millimeter. The sway bar to the strut is a 21 millimeter. The knuckle to upper control arm is at 18 millimeter. .13 millimeter nuts. Make sure you're holding the strut so it doesn't fall. To get the bottom ball joint out of the lower control arm, got a different ball joint remover. You can rent these at the auto parts store. There's this 8 millimeter on the outboard side and the inboard side for this little heat shield. Sway bar mounts are 15 millimeters. For the rear lower control arm, there is a hex 10. It sits in there. And a 21 millimeter nut on the other side. This front tension rod is the reason why we're replacing all this. You can see all that play in there. It's just starting to separate from the inner sleeve. And the last bolt, 21 millimeter nut, 18 millimeter bolt head. Alright, we got our new Moog control arm. Okay, we're going to temp install it because we want to torque down the mount with the suspension loaded. So when it's loaded, that's going to be a ride height. You don't want to tension it down or up because then it's going to always have that bushing in the binding. You're going to wear it out prematurely. Now we're going to install the rear lower control arm. Okay, I took off the rotor and the caliper bracket just to save weight when I'm putting everything back on together. To take it off, two 21 millimeter bolts for the caliper bracket. Now we're going to put it in the lower control arms to the knuckle. The lower torque is 50 foot-pounds plus 90 degrees. So I'm going to torque it to 50 and then continue until I line up a hole. So I just need to turn it just a smidge more. cotter pin. Now we're going to do the rear lower control arm ball joint. Now we're going to load the whole system up to where we're off the jack stand. Alright, lifting it up. I'm off the jack stand. So now we're going to focus on the lower front and rear control arms. The lower control arm bolts are 130 foot-pounds. The lower strut mount is 128. Upper ball joint is 35 foot-pounds plus 90 degrees. The upper mounts are 20 foot-pounds. Caliper bracket is 70 foot-pounds. $44 foot-pounds for the caliper. $74 foot-pounds for the sway bar to strut. And that's how you replace the two lower control arms and the strut on these Dodge Chargers. Hopefully this video helps y'all. Y'all have a good one.